Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Neighbors Cooking. I am your chef and host Mitch and we have a great episode for you today. Today I decided to do something super simple, super economical, and really easy to make. So we are making chicken paprika. Chicken paprika people think its origins are actually from Hungary, but they are not actually Hungarian. They are we good? Oh. I don't see my camera light, so I'm having to ask Joe if we're good or not. So chicken paprika is not originally from Hungary. It is originally from the United States, and it transitioned around the world, and people represent paprika and Hungary together as a country and a spice. But it actually originated here in the United States. So we're going to go into it. There's a lot of versions of chicken paprika out there. I'm doing something that's very simple. So let's start with what the ingredients are, and Joe will go to the ingredients. Stop paying attention to the camera.
Just making sure you're good. Make sure your beautiful face is on camera.
Sometimes I'll be like talking and he'll be like off on another camera. So we're gonna go through the ingredients. So super simple. We've got some olive oil and some butter. We've got two kinds of paprika. So there are three different kinds of paprika in the world. There is a sweet paprika, there is a smoked paprika, and there is just a regular paprika, the one you normally find in your grocery stores. The difference is in the flavor profile. So if you don't know where paprika comes from, it's actually part of the chili family. And it's a very specific part of the chili family. So sweet paprika, for instance, has ground up red peppers and green peppers and the sweeter peppers. A smoked paprika is very similar, but it is peppers that have been smoked and then dried and grounded up. And then just regular household paprika is just a very mild paprika. So there are three very distinctive tastes. So we're using smoked paprika and sweet paprika. We're using some garlic powder, some Dijon mustard, salt and pepper. We're using some bone broth, chicken bone broth, and we're using some heavy cream and some lemon juice. We're gonna top that all off with a little bit of parsley, and we're gonna make some green beans, and I've already made Joe's favorite mashed potatoes. So let's get started with that. So I'm gonna move this over just a little bit, and we're gonna start with the chicken. So the chicken are chicken thighs. You can use either chicken thighs or you could use chicken breasts, but the chicken thighs work out best, and you want the skin on because we want to get kind of a crunchy flavor or a country taste to it. So when you're looking for chicken thighs, you'll find them either boneless or bone-in. So it's certainly less expensive to buy them bone-in, but take the bone out. It's easier for your guests. Nobody's trying to work their way around a bone. To debone it, just find the bone, which is right here in the center. You're just going to cut along the profile of the bone. It's real simple. It's a small bone. Just cut very lightly along each side and hold it up and let gravity do its job and just kind of cut down, and you will get the bone out. There's a little bit of cartilage there at the end. You want to make sure you cut that out. And there you have it. Now, what do you do with your chicken bone? Well, as I said, we're using bone broth. The difference between bone broth and chicken broth are substantial. Bone broth, you take the bones of the chicken and you cook it in a little bit of water, and you come up with this very heavy, condensed chicken bone broth, much more flavorful. Chicken broth is just made from raw chicken that's cooked in some water, and it's all blended together, so it's just a stronger flavor when you're keeping the bones in it. So keep the bones if you would like to, and make your own bone broth. Once you have that done, you've got the skin on. If you've got some extra skin here on the edge, just cut it off. And you can put that in with your bone broth also. And I don't need to do this second one right now because we got plenty. So we're going to take our breasts, lay them out on your tray. You've washed and rinsed these and patted them dry. And we are going to heat up our pan. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil into it. We're going to put our butter into it and let that start to get hot. You're on a medium-low heat. We're not trying to fry the chicken. We're just trying to get it nice and brown on the one side. While that warms up, we're going to put some salt and pepper on the tops and the bottoms of these thighs. You can put as much or as little salt and pepper on these as you like. And then we're going to take the paprika and we're going to put it over the tops of the chicken and rub it onto the skin a little bit on the top and on the bottom. So this is my sweet paprika. This is my smoked paprika. And you'll see there's a difference in color. And again, this comes from chili plants. So there's not a special plant called a paprika plant. And we're going to put our garlic powder also up on top. What I like about this meal is it's super simple to do. You can use the spices you've got probably already in your pantry. And like I said, I don't like wasting spices, so look through your pantry, see what spices have been in there the longest. If you're like Joe, probably a few years.
Fair.
And look for recipes that include the ingredients that you need to start using. Paprika, garlic powder, garlic, tarragon, all of those things. When you go out and you buy those spice racks that have, 30 different spices and you bring them into your kitchen, you stick them in your cupboard, and then you never open them, I don't know why you even bought it in the first place. So keep a track of your spices. There's about 20 spices you should have in your spice cabinet, and the rest you can supplement with buying those little packets in the Mexican food section that have all those little packets hanging for 99 cents if you just need a spice you don't have. So we've got salt and pepper on the backs of each of these, the rest of our paprika. There we go. There we go. All right, we're going to rub those in. Make sure we got them on both sides. And we're going to put them skin side down. And let them start to cook. I'll turn this up just a little bit. And if you're taking the bone out, you're going to let those cook about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Use a pan big enough to get them all in. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. You will not get an even cook. So let's get this out of the way. So I got some exciting news this week. I've been asked to be the the keynote speaker at the National AIDS Survivors Conference, which is actually being held here in Palm Springs. So it's really an honor for me. I'm 40 years of, a little over, almost 40 years of surviving through this horrible, horrible virus, and I'm here. So I'm going in and sharing what my journey has been with a lot of other people who have had a similar journey. And I'm really looking forward to it. I was honored that I was asked to do that. So while those are cooking up, we're going to get our green beans cooking, which are something I've just kind of decided to add as part of the dish. And we've got Joe's favorite mashed potatoes going.
Yum.
So we've taken our green beans. I'm just going to do a simple little, put them in the olive oil, some salt and pepper. Some pepper. So unfortunately, our guest tonight was delayed. His name is Sonny Von Cleveland, and he's written this amazing new book called Hey White Boy, and he is sharing in his book all of his journey from incarceration to improving other people's lives, anti-bullying campaigns, and his book is really quite good. So he's going on a tour right now around the country to Barnes and Nobles. So if you get a chance, go pick up his book. It's called Hey White Boy, and it is very inspirational. was your week, Joe?
It's good. Things are slowing down. All the tourists are leaving us for the summer.
All of our Canadian friends are leaving us. Benny, go on. Somebody sent me a message on my Facebook telling me to stop kicking Benny. I'm not kicking him, he's just in my way. He's hoping for the little drop of food that I'm going to put down. So we're going to keep those going, they're looking good. So this dish is going to cost you probably $8 a person in your family, so about $32 for your whole family. From the green beans to the mashed potatoes and the chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are very inexpensive. You'll find they're more expensive if you buy them boneless, but if you have a good relationship with your butcher, you can probably get them to take the bone out for you at the butcher shop, and they might not charge you extra money. But I happen to have a very good relationship with our butcher. The parsley we're going to use as a garnish once we get it in. Now let's have a look and see how those are doing. Have you had chicken paprika before, Joe?
I have not, but I love chicken thighs.
Do you?
Yeah, it feels like it's more flavorful and.
Well, dark meat always has a better flavor. I mean, the problem with white meat is that it's white and it has no flavor.
Dry.
It's great for fried chicken, but the real flavor comes in the dark meat, so it's real delicious. So we're also going to get some lemon juice going, and let me get a bowl to put that in. Like I shared with you on last week's show, we've got lemon trees out in our back here in the garden. And they're seedless lemons. I didn't even realize that's what they were until I realized there was no seeds in my lemons. I'm really not even quite sure how fruit grows without seeds. But the lemon will make a nice crisp flavor at the end. And if you don't want to use heavy cream, you could use Greek yogurt. It certainly would be a little less in calories, but your consistency will not be anything near the same. All right, well, let these just kind of sit and steam for a minute. While these are going. You can tell also when you're cooking chicken, if you push down in the middle, if it's not kind of firm, it's nowhere near done. So I'm going to put the lid on that and keep it going. Yeah, our city is slowing down, that is for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder how your Starbucks is going to do down there by the bridge construction. Well, it's downtown, so it may not affect that Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that new bridge, you know, the one they're tearing down? So we're tearing down this bridge that's probably, I don't know, 90 years old. It's an old concrete, very nice period kind of bridge, but it needs to go, and we need to widen the street. So it's also right in front of our chief of police's house. So you know they'll hurry up and get that traffic going. There'll be extra squads out with just directing traffic. That's okay, Chief. We love you. All right, so where do I have here? Lemon juice. Thank you, Joe. I'm like, what is that in the bowl? I get off on tangents. Look how delicious that looks. So the reason you're getting this really rich looking skin and tops and bottoms is because of the paprika. You could just use regular paprika, the one you buy in the store, the one you probably got in that spice kit that you bought, that you've never opened up and not known what to do with except decorate on the top of potato salad. But you can certainly use any paprika. I like to use a combination of them, and they're different intensities. There's also a very hot paprika, so there is a fourth paprika that you can purchase, but you'll normally not find in the store. You'll have to get it from a gourmet shop or Amazon or one of the online retailers that you can find it at, but it's very hot and spicy. So check your spice, check your paprika before you start using it. If you use just regular paprika, it's a very mild flavor. That's why people put it on top of potato salad, because it looks good, but it really has no flavor. So use smoked and use and sweet. All right. That feels good. So we're going to take those out and set them aside for a minute. Excuse me, Betty. As we make our sauce.
Oh, it smells so good.
So we're going to keep the butter and the oil that we have in the pan there, and we're going to add our chicken broth. Kind of deglaze our pan a little bit and cool it down because we don't want the cream to curdle. There we go. Turn it down. Where they're going to add our cream. There we go. You'll see the cream starts to pick up that nice red color. There we go. We're going to add our Dijon mustard. Into it. And then we're going to give it a little taste, and we'll add the lemon juice in just to a little bit at a time, just as you can. Excuse me, Betty. Really good. All right, we're going to add our lemon juice. I'm going to add probably half of what I just squeezed out. I'll let that start to form together. There we go. I might have added a little too much lemon juice, so I'm going to add a little more paprika to it. This is the smoked paprika. I'm just going to add in to balance that lemon out a little bit. And then we're going to add the chicken back into it for a couple of minutes while we start to plate. Super simple, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I chose today to do it with mashed potatoes. You could do roast potatoes. You could do quinoa, rice, roasted potatoes, really anything that you would like to add. Oops, I got to put the chicken back in. Joe, you're supposed to remind me of these things.
Sorry.
That's okay. We'll let those steam up, cook just for a couple more minutes. Get the cream all over it. There we go. So we're going to serve this up with some mashed potatoes. Put some of our green beans. There we go. Take a piece of our chicken. And some sauce. So who's going to be my taste tester, Joe or Matthew?
Matthew, go ahead. You guys will be the guinea pig.
All right, so Matthew, my friend, is going to come in and be my guinea pig tonight. There you go. Look at that camera. Take your bite.
All right. The chicken is juicy. Okay, cut too big of a piece.
And it's hot.
And it's hot. Okay. Very good.
There you go. Super
I like
simple.
the lemon.
Huh?
The
lemon's
lemon.
good. So whenever you're using, you can balance things with acid and with non-acid things, so the cream and the lemon.
Thank you.
It's good. You're welcome. Matthew's been a friend of mine for, oh my goodness, 20 years, maybe longer.
30 years.
30 years? 30 years before we both had gray hair, and it was probably a little longer. But he's an amazing friend, so thanks, Matthew, for coming and tasting that. So that's the recipe. It's super simple, super easy, super economical, and of course, my pleasure to share it with you in the kitchen. So next week, we'll be doing another great recipe, and I've got Joe coming in on the weekend. We're going to film some shows in advance and try to get ahead of the game instead of always having the cart right at the horse. So we'll see you on Sunday, Joe, and thanks everybody for coming out, joining the show, and for following us. Be sure and subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and until then, remember there's always a place for you in our kitchen. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.